Bet you didn't hear that coming, or see that coming, or however that's supposed to go. I screwed up already. I'll have to trash this whole video now. But I'm not going to. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it that way. What am I doing this video for? Well, it's kind of an unboxing day. I got a bunch of stuff over here I gotta open. But I'm not gonna open all that stuff. I am going to open 2 boxes. I know what this is because I saw it already. And I know what this is, but I didn't open it yet. So, let me give you a brief rundown of what it is I'm working on today. And my camera's getting wobbly because it's on a stand and it's kind of not entirely stable. There, it's a little wobbly, but we'll just deal with that. And I'm waiting for the Mucinex to kick in. I've been out doing yard work, breathing all that stuff. And yeah, I'm just hacking and yakking. Yeah. So what am I gonna do today? Well, I guess I probably should just get to the point. I ordered a couple action figures, knowing full well that I was going to cannibalize them and do other things with them. Hence the channel, Kit Basher. I kit bash stuff. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be an action figure or it could be a bass guitar. If you think that this was stock, no, it wasn't. See that? That's a diamond plate pickguard that I made up here in the shop. And a custom Wilkinson pickup and some fancy knobs with little swatch rings. Yeah. One of the many kinds of things that I build up here in my screw around with stuff shop. But today I'm not doing bass guitars and I'm not doing Star Wars toys. Well, kind of. I am going to prep some stuff for some kit bashing. We might actually get a little ways into the kit bashing. But I'm going to go ahead and open these first. And I want to give a big shout out to That Junkman. Great channel, funny as hell. I love the stuff with all. My favorite skit is anytime he brings out the Dusty action figure, because Dusty always looks like she's high as shit, doesn't she? Just look at an old 1970s Dusty doll. Well, we're gonna get to look at one here in just a minute. I think we should do the opening. Let's do it. It's taken me almost 4 minutes to get there. I guess there's no time like the present to open this present. So let's open Dusty first. I'll spoil it for you. That's who it is. And I said Dusty looks like she's higher than shit, right? Tell me that doll doesn't look like she's high on some of the craziest marijuana you ever did smoke. Dusty's kind of screwed up. She just looks like she's high as shit. If you were hanging out and you saw that girl, you looked over messages that don't want to stop. If you got one look at that face, you would go, that girl is high as shit right now. You would. You wouldn't be able to stop yourself from saying that. Because Dusty looks like she's high as shit. So by far one of my favorite 70s dolls would be Dusty, just because she looks like she's high as shit. Let's say that again. Looks like she's high as shit. All right, enough of that. So the reason I bought Dusty is I was talking on Twitter with That Junkman, And he happened to mention that his Dusty doll was missing a hand because I think the dog ate the doll or got a hold of it and chewed up the hand or something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Dusty doll and we are going to find out if she is compatible with another action figure doll. Because I guess we'll call it a doll because it's I don't want to spoil it because I'm going to open the box. But it's something with a little more articulation in the joints. And you'll understand here in a minute. And I sent Junkman some money about, I don't know, a few weeks ago because he was part of helping that Steve Sansweet, who has the big Star Wars collection, one of the largest Star Wars collections, and he was raising some funds. Well, Junkman was helping him raise some money because they're gonna try to expand his collection in a number of ways. Like they want to, I can't remember exactly how they're doing it, but they're trying to branch out and bring that collection to more places so more people can see. I don't know if it's necessarily his collection or a multitude of collectors that are compiling stuff together, but he had something, and on his YouTube channel one night, he said he named a price for a speeder bike, one of the 12-inch action figure speeder bikes. He didn't have the rider, he just had the bike, and he's like $10. And I'm like, I'll give you $10 for that. So I got my name down on hold for it, and then I forgot about it, and then I realized I had to get a hold of him and say, hey, I completely forgot about that, and I sent him like $30 so we'd have a way to ship the thing. And then, so yeah, that was my contribution to the Sansweet project that they're working on. And hopefully in the next year we'll see some coverage of what they're doing with that, and hopefully I'll get a chance to go out and see it because I do appreciate seeing those types of collections, especially if you can go see something firsthand. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. That's what brought me here to do this, because I'm getting the speeder bike, which will be that'll be sent my direction here as soon as Junkman finds a box to fit that big thing in. It's a very large speeder bike, and I don't think it breaks down. I told him if he could take it apart and make it smaller, then go ahead. I'll put it back together when I get it here. Plus, there's a strong possibility I might be airbrushing it and doing some crazy things with it, so I wasn't 100% concerned about it being all together. But I guess it doesn't matter. However he has to go about shipping it. If it gets here in one piece, it gets here in one piece. If I have to put it back together when it gets here, then yeah, I'll probably do something to it before I put it back together. But that speeder bike needs a rider. So I got thinking about who I was going to use for a rider. Well, who would be better than, higher than shit Dusty. Dusty's going to get stoned and ride the speeder bike. But this type of action figure, it isn't going to look, it's not going to look 100% because you can't really position this in a riding position for the speeder bike. It needs to have, more articulate knee joints and elbow joints and wrist joints for it to be able to sit on the speeder bike properly. So I started doing some more eBay. I got her off eBay for, I think, I don't know, it was less than $20. So I got Dusty. So she's gonna be the rider, but I need to upgrade the body, and I did some searching around. There were some companies out there that have some really nice articulate action figure bodies in the 12-inch size. And I decided before I message off of there. Sorry about the message. I can't stop it from doing that. I wanted something with more articulation and hopefully to do some kind of a head swap so Dusty would get a upgraded body, and hopefully that will work out. So we're going to find out if it's compatible. But I ordered a Forces of Destiny doll, and I can call it a doll because it's not an action figure. It was targeted toward the female audience. It was targeted to girls because they wanted to get girls into Star Wars. So they did Jyn Erso, they did Sabine Wren, I think they did some Ahsokas, they did some a bunch of different Princess Leias. Just about every outfit Princess Leia ever had, they made a Forces of Destiny. And I ordered this one. This particular one has 3 different outfits. She is currently dressed in, and I almost feel ashamed doing any kit bashing to this doll because she's actually a very nice looking doll. They did a very good job on these, except for, they are, it's a doll. So the first thing I'm going to find out, we're going to diagnose this here today. Is she going to be the right scale? Will she be the correct scale to kit bash with Dusty? Well, let's look at Dusty and let's look at Princess Leia. Looks like Dusty is maybe just a little taller. Let's get Dusty's face and Princess Leia's face next to each other. I don't know. It's kind of sketchy. I don't know if this is going to work. But my first concern is going to be carefully removing the Dusty head from the doll. We're going to pull that head off of there. And Dusty always looks like she had a really bad haircut. But they all look like this. They all kind of have this weird feathered 70s kind of thing going on. And, I'm not really sure what's up with that. But let's go ahead and see what we can do. Dusty has a, you can kind of see what's going on in the neck joint here. So one of the things that I want to do is I want to be able to remove that head from Dusty so that I can attempt to mount it onto the Princess Leia body. See what I'm saying? So the first concern I have is the skin tone. The skin tone isn't right. Skin tone is not right. So I'm not sure if I'm going to end up using the Princess Leia doll for this. I might be leaving the Princess Leia doll alone. I like I said, I kind of feel ashamed even removing that head because this is actually a pretty fair looking action figure. I don't like the boots. Not in love with the boots. Kind of think the girl needs her slippers. Let's put her slippers on. Well, let's get the boots off of there. I'm not in love with these boots. I'm gonna get them off of there. Sorry, sir. I didn't see you playing with your dolls. So she has these nice little slippers that the Ewoks made for her. So let's we'll go ahead and see see if we can throw that on there just to see if we like that better. We like that. There's 1 foot. It's annoying. It's a blood sugar meter thing, and it has to beep at me all the time when I'm in the middle of doing stuff, and you can't silence it. It's just stupid. It's just, all it's doing is telling me when I'm dying, and I don't believe it, so I'm just going to ignore it. So okay, so she looks better with them slippers on. So I think we're gonna go with that. And I think for the time being, I think we're gonna go ahead and leave Princess Leia as Princess Leia for the moment. And I want to sit this box here. If I do that, then I think I can maybe sit the old Princess Leia. You can't see her though, can you? This is gay. I wonder if this one will work. Is that one any better? That one isn't any better. Well, shit. Maybe I'll sit her on the edge of a Kleenex box. There we go. Is that better? Now you can see her. There we go. Now you can see the Princess Leia. So we can take a look at her while we're playing with Dusty. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little tool here, and I'm going to use this to very carefully pry into the neck joint here. See, she's got a very tight neck joint. And what I want to do is I want to remove Dusty's head, because I want to keep the neck joint in the best shape that I can. I don't want to break anything, because I'm going to send this Dusty body to Junkman, and I'm hoping that he'll use this video as a reference point to remove his Dusty head to be able to swap out, because I'm going to send this body to that Junkman so that he can have a fully functioning Dusty body with arms and legs and hands and feet and all that stuff, because he has a Dusty, but I think his Dusty is missing a hand. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and slide old Princess Leia out of the way for just a moment. I am going to get up close to the camera and do this. I'm going to use the padded side of this. You can find this at probably Walgreens. One side has a point to it. One side has a pan side to it. Now, this is supposed to be for cleaning your fingernails and your cuticles and stuff with, and you know, that kind of stuff. That's what it is, but it's good for a lot of things. It's got a lot of resin on the end because I use it to clean my weed pipe with. Because, you know, sometimes you got to do that. But this is also an extremely handy kit bashing tool that I get a lot of use out of this, because a lot of times when I'm kit bashing, I'm also smoking weed, because I do that. And it's legal here in Michigan, and I can do it all I want. There's nothing you can say about it. So, yeah, it's got a little resin on it. What I want to do, though, before I touch Dusty with it, I want to scrape the resin off of there. There we go. But you're gonna see what I also use this tool for quite a bit. It spends a lot of time on my bench up here. It's to my right, usually behind me over here, and it's always stuck into a little mound of styrofoam back here, and I got a bunch of X-Acto knives and stuff, and scissors and all kinds of pointy kind of stuff. And I just stabbed the blood sugar's high, and I don't care. That is an annoying message. So anyway, I'm cleaning the resin off of this. Plus there might be some super glue on there too, because I do use this for my kit bashing and stuff, so it's hard to say what's stuck to this. So now I'm going to use the back side of this thing. I know this is taking 20 minutes to get to this, but I know you enjoy listening to my voice. And when's the last time you heard the Wookiee? How about I give you a little Wookiee call? How about a little Wookiee before? Well, it's a little Wookiee to get into this this little kit bashing project. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm 21 minutes into this. It's probably going to take a little bit to do, but I'm going to put this end into the back of the head, right there, because I want to pry the head off. I want to open this up, and what you can see is that if you go into the dusty head, you can actually see how it's kind of made out of rubber. So you can see how you could get in here and begin to pry away at the, because there's like a little tab that goes in there, and it spreads out like this, and it holds the head up inside of the neck joint so that it spins around without just falling off. And so it might not be easy to see on camera, because I want to do this where I don't break it, because I want the old Junkman to be able to reuse this body. So I am going to very carefully pry this apart. And I do apologize. I don't think I'm going to be able to show this 100%. Okay. I can see what's going on in here. So what I have to do, there we go. You can see what I'm doing now. There is, in the back of that neck, a hard piece of plastic that is kind of butterflied out to hold this neck on. So I am going to very carefully try to ease this out of there. And it is darn near impossible to show this on camera, but I'm going to try my best. Hopefully I can get it like halfway and be able to show what I'm doing here. Gosh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I should be able to. Sometimes kit bashing is a lot more fun when you can just sacrifice part of the doll. You don't have to be perfect. But I kind of want to maintain the integrity of this piece as best as possible. And who knows? If I screw it up, I'll just get on eBay and I'll buy another one. I'm not 100% in love with the head and hair on this Dusty. I already know I don't think she's going to work out using the Princess Leia doll. Unless I can somehow make the skin tone darker on the Princess Leia doll. Wow, this is really going to be difficult to do. Alright, I'm close are we? There we go. Come on, Dusty. Work with me. Okay. Fucking bullshit. Wow. I can't really get in there, and I don't want to do the boil thing, but I might have to. We'll see. This might be a total bust on this video. I think I need to get under the chin somehow. There we go. I just dropped the tool. I can see everything in there. I just, I can't quite get the leverage on it that I need to get it off of there. And I don't have an overhead camera set up, so I can't really give you a good view of what I'm doing. I'm hoping that if I can get some of this peeled away, so you can see what I'm dealing with there. I've got this tool kind of pinched in between there, and I think if I can just finesse this around that a little bit, I should be able to pull this thing up out of there. Okay. So, yeah. I'll let you see this video, Junkman, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get this head off of here, but there's a strong possibility that you might want to end up sending your Dusty this direction, and I'll just do the head swap for you. Maybe if you haven't sent the speeder bike yet, maybe I should have you just throw Dusty in with the speeder bike, and then I'll do the head swap so you don't have to worry about breaking the parts on it, because this is a 1970s doll and it is potentially breakable. So I am trying to do my darndest here to not be the one to break Dusty. I don't want to break her. But you can see what I'm dealing with. I'm getting in there, and my tool's starting to bend a little bit, and there's just this little spindle in there holding everything together. I don't know if you can see how skinny that is, but it's kind of a dangerous little project here. So I need to get in here with another one of my tools. This little guy. This, because it's got skinny flat pieces, it is a very good tool for getting into small spaces like this and spreading the plastic apart. Let's see if we can get some of this done. I think I'm getting there. I think I'm getting there. Yeah. We're trying. We are trying. I wish you could see exactly what I'm doing. I wish I had an overhead that would allow you to see what I'm doing here. But it's an impossibility right now. I would definitely break this doll if I was focusing on trying to get it all on camera perfectly, because I wouldn't be able to hold it and see what I'm doing and get her on camera for you. But I am getting closer to pulling this Dusty head off. It's coming. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Yeah, I'm gonna highly recommend that, Junkman. Okay, I got the head off. That's what Dusty's head looks like inside. That's the neck joint. And you can see, look how skinny that little spindly thing is. So, Junkman, I'm going to upload this video tonight. We got Dusty's head off. We got it. I got Dusty's head. Look at that. Look at that. I got Dusty's head. So, Dusty's got some really awful hair. So I think what's going to look cool is we're going to throw this helmet on. Let's see if we can get it on to Dusty's head. There we go. So that doesn't look too bad. The little rebel helmet on Dusty's head looks pretty darn cool. And her hair being kind of in her face is, well, when a super stoner chick like Dusty, wants to be a speeder bike rider, she's gonna look high as shit, and she's gonna be riding a speeder bike. So I guess the next thing is, I'm at it. It's 31 minutes already on this video, but we did get Dusty's head off, and now we all know what Dusty's neck joint looks like. Alright, so stick with me. It took me 30 minutes to get to this point, but I did successfully remove Dusty's head. I just want to show that again so everyone can see it. I'm pretty much ready to send this to the Junkman, but I'm going to highly recommend, Junkman, and please, as soon as I upload this and you see the video, message me. Because if there's a chance that you can throw your Dusty doll in with the speeder bike, just send it to me with Dusty in the box, and I will handle pulling Dusty's head off of the body and putting your Dusty's head on this Dusty's body. You know, probably what I should have done is just had you package Dusty up, and I should have just sent you this Dusty. But these arms are a little slack, so I don't know. It's intact, but you know, there's also the possibility that maybe we put the two bodies side by side and see which one has the best joints and shoulders. And maybe we'll do a little part swapping. But that's in the future. We'll find out. You know, if you feel like sending her in the box with the speeder, then I can just do the head swap and do another quick video and then ship it right back to you, and then you know, then we'll both have a Dusty, and hopefully I can do some video clips with my Dusty, and maybe I can do some video clips of Dusty riding the speeder bike, and we'll have a stunt Dusty, and I can send you some videos, and you can make up whatever you want to go along with those. Maybe we can have fun with that. You know, it's always something to think about. I can think of lots of fun things that would be interesting to do with, like, some still photos with the speeder bike and Dusty riding it, and just, you know, turning the head and doing some stop motion stuff with it, and then you can add the voiceover, and maybe I need to get a Primetime Charlie or something, and maybe have Jawa on the back seat of the speeder bike riding with Dusty. That way you would be able to use them in your videos. That would be kind of cool. But in the meantime, successfully removed the head of Dusty. So I could just send that to you right now, and then you would have the body to mess around with, but not everybody's as confident as I am tearing things apart. So I'm going to offer that. If you want to send your Dusty to me in the box with the speeder bike. I'll do the head swap. I'll put your dust. There, get rid of that message. I'll put your dusty head on this body and then send it back to you, and you'll have a fully functioning dusty. And yeah, you just have to put some, put it up on a shelf where the dog can't get to it. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. How possible is it going to be to remove Princess Leia's head? I'm just curious. Hopefully I don't break Princess Leia. I didn't break Dusty, so stands a reason I'd be able to do this without breaking Princess Leia. But they must have known I was going to try to do this. This one has a very similar thing. It's got a tight neck joint. So what I need to do is get inside the neck joint with this little tool and try to pry away the edge enough to see what this whole thing even looks like in here. I don't know if I can do this. There. Oh, if I pull it away, then I can get in here. I mean, I guess the worst thing is maybe I'll have to soak this Princess Leia body in some dye to get the skin tone a little darker. I'll look up some information on that. Or worst case scenario, I just buy one of those more expensive bodies that has kind of a tan tone to the skin. Because they had some really fancy articulated bodies that didn't have a head on them. They're for doing what I'm doing right now. You put whatever doll head you want on it. Because they're designed for upgrading 12-inch action figures and making them whatever you want them to be. So you can get them with articulated knees, and you can get them with this. The skin is wrapped around all the joints, so they have a seamless joint. So like this action figure, you can see, here, I'm not trying to show a leg here, but right here, you can see the joint right there. There's a separation. And some of these action figures that I was looking at, they have more of this type of thing where the skin is one solid piece wrapped around a doll frame, so that that way there's a lack of seams around everything. In fact, the ones I was looking at, they don't even have wrist seams. The only seam that there is the one up on the neck area where the doll head would go. So if you're looking for a really if you don't want to see this kind of stuff, if you don't want to see those joints on the doll, then these particular bodies I was looking at are what you would want to go with. But they're kind of expensive. They're about $30 or so or more. So I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm going to go that route. I guess best thing to do for me right now is see if I can get this thing in the joint and pop this head off. It would be really nice if I could at least get far enough on this project to show Dusty's head on the Princess Leia body, even if I don't keep it that way, because the skin tone is kind of weird. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this head off of here. This one's kind of giving me a little bit of trouble, and my tool. Let's see what we can do here. Alright, sorry I'm not talking. I'm trying to see if I can get some space around this neckline. This one is significantly tighter than the other dowel. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off. Just doesn't seem to want to do it. Is there something else I can get in there with? This is a smaller version of that other tool. And as long as it doesn't bend, I should be able to get it in there. Just don't see it happening like I had hoped. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the call. The skin tones of these two dolls are just, I think they're too different. And I think Dusty's head is maybe, well, it would work. It would work. But the skin tone is just a little too dark. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little more searching on eBay, and I'm going to go ahead and leave this figure in its integrity as is. I'm going to leave her alone. And we'll see what we can do with Dusty at another time. But I got a Wicket W. Warwick in the mix with all this stuff. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. I think we got 45 minutes going on here. I think what I should do is we'll put Wicket over here next to the princess, and well, this is a terrible action figure. He doesn't stand for shit. Well, there we are. We got those two. There we are. And we'll just put Dusty's head right there. How's that? So we didn't get quite as far as we thought we were going to today. Let me get my head over here. We were going to put Dusty's head on top of Princess Leia, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen, and I'm not going to risk breaking Princess Leia because it's a nice looking action figure, and even if I don't use the clothing that it came with, and maybe if I change it to something else, I think the articulation of this action figure is pretty decent. So I think I'm gonna leave it as is. It's on my goddamn nerves. I wish it would stop doing that. Of course, it would have to beep at me when I'm in the middle of doing a video. So anyway, Dusty, we successfully removed your head, and hopefully that helps out. Junkman, I know this is a long video. Sorry I wasted 45 minutes on you, but we have successfully removed Dusty's head. So I'm going to highly recommend throw Dusty in the box with the speeder, and I will put Dusty's head back on this body when yours shows up here. And maybe I'll throw another head of some sort on your Dusty head body and do something weird with the hand and send it back. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We will figure that out when the time comes. But yeah, I'm gonna say go ahead and send your Dusty with the speeder so I can do the head swap. That way you don't have to risk breaking Dusty, because like if I accidentally break your Dusty doll, getting the head off, it's okay because it's already a broken doll. Whereas this one is not a broken doll, and I want to put your Dusty head on this functioning Dusty body. So I think that's good for the video today. And I had more stuff I could show here, but there's of course the Endor speeder bike. Well, Leia's pants. Leia's poncho. Leia's boots. And this cool little holster. I am missing the gun. I don't care. I'm not too worried about it. Oh yeah, and I got Wicked's bow and arrow. That's pretty cool. And Wicked's spear. So that's where we're at with it. We're gonna go ahead and put this Dusty body in a bag. Put the body in the body bag. There we are. I'll keep the dust and everything else off of it. So we'll move these guys out the way. Oh, I knocked them over. Alright. That's it for today's video. Sorry it took 40 some minutes to do. But hey, we're kit bashing. Kit bashing takes a little time, and of course you gotta babble a lot. And I wouldn't be a kit basher video if I didn't give you a little bit of Wookiee. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and here's your Wookiee. That's for you. Alright? We'll see you next time. Have a good one.